So Andy, there it is before us in all its glory, the South Stand transforming before our eyes. How's it all going?
Johnny, it's fantastic. We're well on schedule. You can see the intensity of work that's going on. Isn't it great to see some seats already going into place, which I think just shows the pace of work that the team here, the contractors under Steve Cripps, are really working hard to make sure that we're all on track for the start of the season at the end of July. So yeah, very, very pleased with the way things are going.
So what new features can supporters expect to see in this South Stand?
Well, as you can see behind me from the seats going in, very much we're now back up to 100% use of this stand as soon as we get to open. That's subject to our test events at the end of July going well, but there's no reason after then, we can't use then 100% of seats once again, which will be the first time in several years that that's happened in the South Stand. You can see the more consistent flooring that's going in at the moment, which means that's going to be much safer for people to walk across, walk down towards the vomitories that we can see. Improved gangways as you come round, handrails and things, so wider gangways, more handrails as well, which will work well too. We then come into improved access and egress out of the stadium for the vomitories. We have connections, obviously. No longer do we have this situation of having two separate stands in one. It all comes into one particular stand, and I think really exciting as we go down beyond the stand, we have greater milling space, and that creates a better opportunity at half time for people to enjoy a drink, enjoy some food, and underneath, of course, we will be in the lower be able to serve alcohol for the first time, which we've not been able to do because previously the bars all had a view of the pitch. So really, really good coming through. And in the far section over there, we'll have a new changing places facility for disabled supporters to use on match days and non-match days as well. So that's equipped with hoists and everything else that means that we can offer a greater service and a better experience for our disabled supporters. 5 new wheelchair spaces as well.
$1 million question, how will this updated stand impact season ticket holders?
Well, there will be some impact, and that's why we thought it would be helpful to produce this video to share with the survey which we're sending out. Now, in that survey, we're going to ask supporters to accept or reject the new seating positions that we've sent them, and that's really important because this has been a really, really difficult process. There'll be some changes in the stand. So, for example, the blocks are all going to be changed and renumbered, so we've got the constant sequential sequencing around the ground. So, what was Block A towards the Fratton end, Block A is now down towards the Milton end, and we have Block A, Block B, Block C, Block D, and we have no upper, no lower distinction whatsoever. So those are the key things. Now, the changes in the seating, the changes in the gangways, the fact that we lose the hanging basket effect with seats underneath means the stand actually loses 2 to 3 rows, 2 rows in some areas, 3 rows in other areas, and of course that then causes us an issue in terms of reseating people in exactly the same position where they were. It's just not going to be possible, and I can say that we spent so much time looking at this conundrum, and it's something that we're going to ask people's patience and understanding for when they see it, and perhaps give them a bit of a rationale as to why things are what they are.
So what have been your main considerations in all this?
Well, I think first of all we felt it was very important to involve supporters in this decision-making process in terms of how we relocate people, and importantly then how we communicate things to supporters to try and get the best possible result for everybody. I think the main thing that we were all keen to do was to make sure we didn't dislocate people, not just from their families, but also from their friends and neighbours that they've been together for many years. And the South Stand is an area which has a really, really high proportion of season ticket holders in it. So those have been the key considerations, and we kept coming back to it. We looked at maybe, do we keep people, some people together in exactly the same positions and relocate others further along, but they were moving a couple of blocks, in some cases from centre to the wings of the stand, and we knew that would cause, you know, a great deal of angst and unhappiness amongst those supporters. So we felt the best solution was maybe just to move that a little bit further along, and we get to a stage hopefully where, you know, people will be excited by the, you know, the better safety provisions and the lower, you know, where we've had to move people because of the new dugouts that are going to take place. It gives a situation where you know, we can move people slightly to the left or right, but they're still in the close proximity to where they were before.
So roughly what number of people are we talking about being affected by this?
It's a good number. It'd be wrong for me to say otherwise. And it does cause a domino effect when you move people, you know, sort of left or right a little bit, then other people then move into the situations they were before. But I said the alternative really was to start splitting groupings up, and that's the last thing we wanted to do. Now the solution to that is that obviously there will be available seats not taken by season ticket holders, and our emphasis here, again having talked it through with the working group, is to allow those people to have, or season ticket holders that are not entirely happy, to have first option on any other available seat in their block. And there are some really good seats, there's some really good positions that they will find. So we're not going to put any new season tickets permanently on sale in seats, and probably until the second game of the season has gone by, so people have a real opportunity to say, yeah, I like where I am, I'd just like to move. Is that seat available for me and my friend, you know, me and my partner, me and my children? And that can absolutely be done. And we are going to enable people to come and look at the stand from the middle of June as well. So necessarily that they won't have to wait until the end of July, the pre-season friendly. We're hoping to have one here the 23rd of July as well as those first two games. So plenty of opportunities for people to revisit and have a think about it.
And what do now people need to know?
Well, I think the first thing that people need to do is take the survey, respond to us, hopefully with an acceptance that, you know, taking everything into consideration, the challenges that we have, that they're happy with their seat. If they're not, then please don't visit the box office, because we need to manage this process properly. So on the survey there will be a box to ask you to ask for a call back and a convenient time to do that, and the ticket office will call you back and perhaps in some cases be able to arrange a visit for you to come down and check that's okay for you. Yeah, we're very, very keen to work with everybody as closely as we can. The North Stand was far more easier for us. In the North Stand, we had 600, 700 extra seats to play with. Unfortunately, in the South Stand, we got 450 less seats to play with. So that's the nature of the problem that we're facing.
Anyway, amongst all that pain, let's recap on the benefits. 100% of seating used, consistency in flooring and all rows consistent, new grab rails, wider gangways, proof of access and egress, more milling area in lower, improved sight lines in lower, additional serving points for quicker service, catering for new wheelchair spaces, and change in places facility, just for starters.
Yeah, as I said at the outset, Johnny, it's going to be a transformational experience of coming to watch football at Fratton Park, you know, and that's really, really important to us. We were losing capacity year on year. We would have continued to lose capacity. And the really exciting thing for us now is we can use all those seats. You know, the North Stand lower, which is taking shape behind me to my right. It means we're going to get back to a capacity towards 20,000 very, very quickly. Certainly for the start of next season, we'll be close to that figure. We've got some more improvements to come in the Milton end, and that will take place over the course of next summer. And then it gets even better next year because the TV gantry will be completed. We can't do everything in this summer because that creates quite a big heavy loading, and heavy machinery needs to come in, obviously it being a roof structure. But that will be fantastic when that comes in next summer, and that means things like the catwalk that we've got up to the gantry, that all goes, and for people around that area, once that goes, that improves the viewing even better in the South Stand upper. So yeah, we're going to get this place really rocking again. We're going to get it to a situation where, you know, we can then start to look beyond the 20,000 capacity with a future development on the North Stand, which remains very much part of the radar and part of my everyday thinking as to how we can make that happen.
What you're saying, it doesn't start and end here, it carries on afterwards.
Yeah, it does. You know, we're determined, we've got the iconic stadium here, something very, very special on the island of Portsmouth, and we're going to make it, really fit for purpose and a fantastic venue, and more fearsome for opposition teams to visit as well.
And to end up, what does all this work mean for the protection of the future capacity and the long-term future of Fratton Park?
Well, it means we're here to stay, and as I said to you, Johnny, it means that we can now get this work done, complete it by summer 2023, and then we start then to look at how we take the capacity further with the North Stand development, potentially other areas of the ground where we can add capacity as well. We're exploring all of those options, start then to build on the other areas that we can do with a developed North Stand, our non-match day operations, for example, in terms of filling a void in Portsmouth where there's a requirement for extra conference facilities, meeting facilities, and we can be at the epicentre of that. So really, really exciting times, and really, really grateful to the South Stand season ticket holders as well for listening to this video and perhaps understanding the challenges that we've had to overcome. I'd like to thank the working group as well for what they put into this, to helping us and guide us through some very, very difficult problems. And we do hope, I would appeal to people and appreciate their understanding and why we may have to move them slightly to the left or right, and hope they'll understand and accept what will be a really, really great seats and a much improved stand.